Gilbert Arenas wasn't willing to let Sheryl Swoopes continue spreading what many fans consider an unfair narrative about Caitlin Clark. Over the past several months, Swoopes has become well known for controversial opinions, but lately her comments have drawn even more criticism than before. Her statements are now regularly challenged by media figures and fellow basketball personalities who believe her evaluations are heavily one-sided. What makes the situation more noticeable is that a large portion of her criticism seems to revolve around Caitlin Clark. It often appears that whenever Clark's name comes up, Swoopes finds another reason to question her success or minimize her accomplishments. Recently, some fans even accused her of changing the standards entirely just to support her argument. However, basketball fans are paying attention, which is why many agreed with Gilbert Arenas when he pushed back against her claims. Caitlin Clark is putting together one of the most historic rookie seasons the WNBA has ever witnessed, and every achievement makes her critics look increasingly out of touch. While Swoopes is undeniably a WNBA legend, many younger fans now associate her with her constant criticism of Clark. She has repeatedly appeared reluctant to fully recognize Clark's accomplishments, despite the fact that Caitlin has already left a lasting mark on league history. Even so, Swoopes continues to question what has clearly been an exceptional rookie campaign.
What I said was I didn't think Caitlin or Angel would come into the league and dominate immediately, which I don't think either of them did.
The numbers tell a completely different story. Caitlin Clark has played a major role in transforming the Indiana Fever and helping the franchise return to relevance. Indiana matched its previous season's win total much sooner than expected and quickly became one of the league's biggest success stories. At the same time, Clark continued adding her name to the WNBA record books. Against the Seattle Storm, she broke the rookie assist record previously held by WNBA legend Ticha Penicheiro, accomplishing the feat with plenty of games remaining. She also set the single-game assist record with an incredible 19 assists and established multiple other rookie milestones along the way. Her accomplishments include the most consecutive points and assists double-doubles by a rookie, the most double-doubles by a rookie guard, and becoming the first rookie in league history to record a triple-double. She also moved to the top of the rookie leaderboard for three-pointers made in a single game and became the youngest player ever to post back-to-back double-doubles featuring points and assists. Despite all of these achievements, some critics still argue that her season has not been dominant. Swoopes even suggested that Clark's statistics were being overstated, but Gilbert Arenas and his co-host strongly disagreed, pointing directly to the overwhelming evidence supporting Clark's historic impact.
Horrible take.
Numbers. I don't look at the dominating factor being numbers. It's what you're doing on the floor. And those numbers would change if the factors on the floor changes. If you make that layup, the stats change. If you swing, I get a layup, stats change. These are factors on the floor that we don't get to see.
However, many fans believe Swoopes became even more critical after Caitlin Clark surpassed one of her career achievements. Whether that assumption is fair or not, supporters of Clark point to a pattern that they feel is impossible to ignore. As Clark continues breaking records and reaching milestones, the criticism seems to become louder rather than quieter. That perception has only fueled further debate among basketball fans who believe personal feelings may be influencing some of the commentary surrounding Clark's success.
When everybody else, they're quick to throw stats, right? It's like, oh, well, this is what she did. Like somebody's like, oh, Sheryl Swoopes only scored 34 points in the WNBA. Caitlin scored 35. So you can't use stats when it benefits you.
Gilbert's co-host was also quick to challenge Swoopes' argument and explain how dominance should actually be evaluated. Rather than focusing on isolated criticisms or selective statistics, he argued that the complete picture matters. When Clark's record-breaking production, impact on winning, leadership, and influence on the popularity of the league are all taken into account, the evidence becomes difficult to dismiss. From that perspective, many believe Caitlin Clark has not only lived up to expectations but exceeded them, delivering one of the most impressive rookie seasons the WNBA has ever seen.
Not reading the floor well. She's
Rashard, you can do that for every single player that plays the game.
I know, but I'm doing it for the rookie because she came in with an expectation. Everybody else didn't come in with an expectation to even analyze their game. So if we want to say whether or not Caitlin is dominating or not, we have to actually look at the totality of her game and not just the highlight.
At this point, the debate almost feels unnecessary. Caitlin Clark ended the regular season with an incredible 321 assists, surpassing Alyssa Thomas to finish as the league's assist leader. That accomplishment alone put an end to any remaining doubts about her ability and further proved just how special her talent truly is. Every major moment seemed to add another chapter to her historic rookie campaign, showing that she consistently rises to the occasion regardless of the pressure. Earlier in the season, she delivered a record-breaking performance against the Dallas Wings by recording 19 assists in a single game, a mark that highlighted her elite playmaking ability. After averaging 24 points, 8.5 assists, and 5.2 rebounds during August, Clark was named Rookie of the Month for the third consecutive time, while also earning Eastern Conference Player of the Month honors. With that recognition, she became the first rookie in WNBA history to win a Player of the Month award. She continued building her resume when the Indiana Fever defeated the Los Angeles Sparks, with Clark finishing the game with 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists for the second triple-double of her career. During that performance, she also knocked down her 100th three-pointer, becoming the first rookie ever to reach that milestone in a single season.
All of this isn't enough for Swoopes.
My statement was, I don't think either of them are going to come into the league and dominate immediately, meaning what they did in college.
Over all of the players in the W.
And the reason why I said it is because you have a player like an Asia Wilson.
The achievement became even more impressive when considering how quickly she reached it. Clark needed only 34 games to hit the 100 three-pointer mark, making her the fastest player in WNBA history to accomplish the feat. That same stretch of games showcased her consistency, as she recorded at least 20 points and 10 assists in 3 consecutive contests, matching a record previously set by Courtney Vandersloot. Yet those accomplishments represent only a fraction of what she achieved throughout the season. Time and again, Clark delivered unforgettable performances that demonstrated why she was considered one of the most exciting prospects to ever enter the league. She allowed her play to speak louder than any criticism and consistently responded to challenges with record-breaking performances. Despite all of this success, however, there are still some people who remain unwilling to fully acknowledge the magnitude of what she has accomplished during her rookie year.
It's not going to be as easy as y'all think it's going to be.
Right.
But also saying, don't put all that pressure on these rookies, and just say Angel and Caitlin in particular, because that's who everybody was talking about. Like, don't put all that pressure on them to feel like they got to come in and do what they did in college.
At some point, the criticism begins to sound more like a predetermined narrative than an objective evaluation. No reasonable person expected Caitlin Clark to immediately become the best player in the WNBA as a rookie. However, very few people anticipated that she would break so many records in such a short period of time either. The fact that she continued setting new milestones while carrying enormous expectations makes her accomplishments even more impressive. Many fans believe that the refusal to fully recognize those achievements says more about the critics than it does about Clark herself. The reality is that no rookie in league history has produced this combination of statistical excellence, historical milestones, and overall impact on the game.
What it means to be a pro.
Well, that's why I say she dominated from the aspect of her peers, which are the other rookies. I was the most dominant rookie that came in, and I dominated.
But if that was explained like that,
but it
who was going to be the most dominant rookie?
Exactly.
Then that would have been easy.
But it wasn't about the rookies. It was about all the talent in the league.
So because she surpassed that.
There has always been tremendous pressure on elite prospects entering professional basketball, especially those who dominate at the college level. Expectations often create challenges that many players struggle to overcome, but pressure can also reveal greatness. It is safe to say that Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA facing higher expectations than almost any rookie before her. From the very beginning, fans expected her not only to perform at a high level but also to help elevate the entire league. Most rookies spend time adjusting to the professional game, developing their skills, and gradually earning larger roles. A select few are able to step into starting lineups immediately and make an impact. Clark went even further than that. She was asked to help return the Indiana Fever to playoff contention after years of disappointment, while simultaneously serving as one of the league's biggest attractions. Few rookies in any era have entered the league carrying that level of responsibility and then exceeded expectations in the way she did. For many observers, that is the very definition of dominance.
Is she going to be doing what she does in college as a rookie? No. Is she going to be doing that at some point? Probably, right? Because eventually the skill set turns over.
Absolutely.
So if this is her rookie year, she only gets better.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So
without question.
At some point she's averaging 20, whatever.
Once again, Sheryl Swoopes appeared to argue that Caitlin Clark could not be considered dominant because she was not unanimously viewed as the best player in the league. That logic simply does not hold up. A player does not need to be the single best performer in the sport to have a dominant season. Looking at the NBA provides a perfect example. Nikola Jokic may have won the MVP award, but that did not prevent players such as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, and Giannis Antetokounmpo from having dominant seasons of their own. Greatness is not limited to one athlete per year, and the same standard should apply when evaluating Clark's rookie campaign. Her impact, production, and ability to influence games place her among the league's most important players, regardless of where she ranks in individual comparisons.
That are around her, how great she can be. Because I feel like the second half of the season, like those 19 assists, which are crazy numbers, and you're saying, yeah, it could have been more, agreed. But if you don't have players around you that can score the basketball, you're not going to get 19 assists.
What makes Clark's future even more exciting is how rapidly she has improved. Her WNBA career began with a memorable but difficult debut in which she scored 20 points while also committing 10 turnovers, the most ever recorded by a player in her first WNBA game. The Indiana Fever also faced a brutal opening schedule filled with elite opponents and nationally televised matchups, leading to a rough start for both Clark and the team. Early in the season, the losses accumulated quickly, and Clark experienced the typical growing pains that come with adjusting to the professional level. At that point, few people could have predicted the transformation that would follow. As the season progressed, Clark adapted to the speed and physicality of the WNBA and elevated her game dramatically. She emerged as the league leader in assists while also ranking among the leaders in total points created through scoring and playmaking. Her ability to make adjustments throughout the season highlighted her exceptional basketball intelligence and understanding of the game. Those improvements also had a significant effect on her teammates. Aaliyah Boston enjoyed one of the strongest seasons of her career, earned All-Star recognition, and became one of the...
So yes, she has to work on that. There are things Caitlin has to work on. My question to you is, not necessarily where do you rank Angel, but Angel's averaging a double-double, rebounds. To me, one of the best rebounders I've ever seen in the game. And people want to talk about her own misses, which I don't agree with that. Right. But if they are, box her ass out and rebound.
Of course, this was not the first time Sheryl Swoopes found herself at the center of criticism for her comments regarding the Fever. Earlier in the season, she praised several Indiana players who performed well after the Olympic break, including Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston. All three players deserved recognition for their contributions, and their performances played an important role in the team's success.
The reason I forged the question of dominance between guards is because she's giving you 20 and 9, right? There's no other guard giving you those aspects. So when we talk Joker, remember how we talk Joker? We have to take away his assists for it to be a conversation amongst other bigs.
Many fans noticed that while Swoopes highlighted those players, there was little mention of Caitlin Clark, the player directing the offense and orchestrating much of the team's production. She emphasized Hull's shooting, Mitchell's scoring ability, and Boston's all-around impact while discussing Indiana's rise in the standings. At the same time, she found room to praise Angel Reese despite a loss, pointing to Reese's impressive rebounding numbers and overall effort. That decision only fueled criticism from fans who believed Clark's historic performances were being overlooked. For many observers, it felt like another example of Swoopes giving